What is going on, guys and girls? How are you doing today? It's Single Roleplay here once again, and today I want to show you guys the build for the Crusader with the new set AEGIS of Valor, and this is Feast of the Heavens build. And this is what you see right here is me playing the very same skill in 2016, guys. 3 fucking years ago I did this build, and unfortunately it was not viable compared to the meta builds. There was no crazy amount of damage or no crazy amount of toughness, and then died quite a lot and was pretty frustrated. So I just never made the full build guide for this, simply because it was far behind the existing builds. But yes, I did experiment with this. Yes, I did play with it, but I barely scratched Greater F65. I used Dark Light, Cast's Court of the Righteousness, and the Akkhan set to scale the damage and try to get some damage reduction. Pretty much the same skills as in 2019, which is quite curious, right? No other new skills have been introduced into the game for the 3 fucking years. And what you see here is me in 2019 doing the very same fucking shit, but as you can see, the quality has definitely increased, guys. And the damage has also dramatically increased, since the set gives us 10,000% increased damage, along with the 2-piece set that gives us more zapping, and the 4-piece which gives us 50% damage reduction. So pretty much the set is extremely simple, purely more damage, more zapping, and some damage reduction just on any other fucking set in the game. So let's take a closer look. Before I go further into the video, I would like to stop for a second and thank my Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers. You guys have no fucking idea how much I'm thankful for you. If you just stop for a second and put likes on this video and share it with your friends, it will be already an insane amount of support, and I will be forever grateful to every one of you. Thank you so much, and remember,
you, yes you, are making a difference.
this is the actual build, guys, and I will show you the details, what are we using here. So first, about the pros and the cons of the build, and they are mostly, honestly, the cons of the build, simply because it's not really on par with the other meta builds like the barbs and the wizards, and even the witch doctors. Probably the damage is kind of lacking, and the toughness is really hard to survive in the very high grifts. I did 105, and it's really like balancing on the edge of death all the fucking time, simply because the set gives 50% damage reduction. I would probably increase it by 75 at least, because just not good enough to survive. So on the build, we're actually relying on a 5-piece AEGIS of Valor set with the 2-piece Captain Crimson's, which with Ring of Royal Grandeur will give us 6-piece bonus of the Valor set and the 3-piece bonus of the Crimson set. So what the set gives is the 2-piece gives us another zapping for the Feast of the Heavens, which is with the Dark Light gives us literally like 3 casts at once. And the 4-piece gives us damage reduction. And the first thing you should be doing when you enter the rift, just find the first enemy and zap it till you get your 50% damage reduction, otherwise it will just die instantly. And the 6th piece is basically increases the damage of the Fist of the Heavens by 10,000%. That's it. The Crimson set, on the other hand, is has been changed in the previous patch as well, and now it gives cooldown 20%, RCR 20%, and damage is increased by the percentage of the cooldown reduction, guys, as well as you get damage reduction equal to RCR. So assuming we get quite a bit of cooldown reduction, which is actually 58%, we get decent amount of increased damage, and this is probably the biggest damage increase you can get from the 2-piece set in the game, as far as you can see. Guilds is pretty close, but is mostly against the elites, but this is like against everything. So if your build is stacking cooldown reduction, Crimson's is the way to go. Sorry, this is Crimson. So yeah, the build is actually walking like this. 5-piece set plus 2-piece set with the Ring of Royal Grandeur. The stats: strength, weight, crit chance, and if you're lucky you can get Fist of the Heavens on the helm as well. Shoulders, strength, weight, resistance, cooldown reduction, that's about it. The gloves: strength, crit, and cooldown reduction. The pants, strength, weight, armor, or all rest. The boots are strength, weight, armor, and Fist of the Heavens. All resistance instead of armor as well, if you can get it. The rings are Compass Rose and the Traveler's Pledge set, which is basically because we are standing all the fucking time, and you should be prioritizing lightning damage since we are using the Fisher rune. Lightning damage, crit, and crit on the pledge. The ring is also strength, weight, crit. The other ring is Convention of the Elements, so basically the damage roll crit or strength crit. The weapon is the Dark Light, and there's also been boosted by up to a 250% increased damage of the Fist of the Heavens. The stats that I have is damage, strength, and life per hit. You can also get a life per rev span, also another help you surviving. The shield, actually several options, and one of the best things to help with this massive Accurate's champion cooldown is the Accurate's Awakening. Cooldown reduction, RCR, cooldown reduction, chance to block, and crit chances. The stats you need to look forward. There are also many options like the Bulwark and the Storm Shield, which I personally used in my very old build guide. Still pretty viable, but it doesn't help towards RCR, which is very important, and that's about it. The legendary gems are Stricken, Trapped, and Esoteric Alteration. If you are completely kind of balls naked, you can go Bane of Powerful or whatever you want, like Pain Enhancer to help with any kind of extra damage, but to be honest, surviving even with Esoteric is a bit of a problem. The bracers are the Ancient Path and the Fenrir, simply because zapping with lightning give us damage reduction. Once again, guys, this is important. And other options that can be used is the Nemesis with the lightning, and the Strong Armor bracers once again with lightning and crit. Because you can also use Condemn Vacuum instead of some of the skills, like for example, Stitch Charge. You can go Condemn Vacuum and pull enemies and proc Strong Arms for 40% increased damage. But to be honest, I'm not going anywhere without the Stitch Charge, so this is definitely, I prefer mobility way more over this pathetic 30% increased damage that you can get from this Strong Arm, so I'm using this. For the skills, Fist of the Heavens, Fist of the Heavens Fisher, sorry. So the reason why I had a different one is because I've been testing different runes, and the only two runes that are kind of viable is the Fisher and the Heaven's Tempest, and the Heaven's Tempest is actually pretty competitive rune. Surprisingly, I tried running with the fire, and actually does the job pretty close to what Fisher does. This fire damage kind of melts a little bit, but it's okay. If you want to experiment, try with the Fist of the Heavens as well, but Fisher is the way to go, simply because it's just bigger damage multiplier here. On the right hand, we have a Provoke Hit Me. You can also get 2 Sketch Run, doesn't really matter, but Hit Me increases block chance, which is synergy with the Akkhan's Awakening. This is extremely important to have over here. On the first button, Stitch Charge, Drag Quarter to drag elites. The second, Laws of the Will, Unstoppable Force to give us attack speed and RCR. Iron Skin and Steel Skin for the absorption. Akkhan's Champion Prophet, no brainer. For the passives, Long Arm of the Law, Fervor, Indestructible, and Hold the Ground. The optional passive that you can get is the Finery, because Finery gives you strength, which gives armor as well as damage. It's like 10% more damage in general. So if you really want to go full guns blazing, you have very high perk and you can augment, get vitality on your man stat. Use Finery for damage, absolutely possible. But for me, I feel that the build is squishy enough and I want to use Indestructible. This is very important for me as well. For the cube, there are actually a couple of options. For the weapon, I personally use the Furnace simply because 50% damage against elites, and elites are a big fucking problem for the build if it's lacking the damage. Another fantastic option is actually using Blood Brother, which grants 20% chance to block attacks, which gives a fucking synergy crazy with the with the hold your ground passive, as well as the blocking through accuracy awakening. So basically you can get up to 100% increased block chance, which is absolutely fantastic. So Blood Brother actually has very close damage compared to the Furnace, but Furnace is just better against elites, and Blood Brother is 30% against everything, but a little more toughness. For the armor, we have Cass's Court of Ridences. Feast of the Heavens costs 40% less wrath and deals 170% more damage mandatory here. And the ring is Ring of Royal Grandeur, which allows us to use 2 sets and benefit from increased damage on the Captain Crimson's set. That's about it. For the normal gems, as you can see, I have Diamond in the helm to give me cooldown, which is mandatory for this massive amount of cooldowns we have for Provoke, Akkhan's Champion, and Iron Skin, and as well as the Law. On the chest I have diamonds, and in the pants I have rubies, simply because you can mix them back and forth if you wish. Like if you're lacking the damage, get the rubies. If you're lacking the toughness, surely get all rest from the diamonds. That's about it. This is it for the build, boys. I really hope you like it. This is my first Diablo 3 build guide for many fucking years. Actually, I haven't done any build for the last 2 years, but I'm a big Crusader enthusiast, so I wanted to really get back into the game, and the set is there. I mean, I really want to create this build guide because it's really cool. It's like visually cool. I like all the zapping, and I like the build back in the day, and now it became better, so why not? I mean, it's definitely not the meta build. It will never be like this, but the damage is there, and the build is actually fun, so definitely try it. If you're still playing Diablo 3, especially if you're new, try it. Definitely, because it's pretty cool, non-meta thing, and probably will not be very popular, but still it's very cool. And as a Crusader enthusiast, definitely try it out. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you soon.